I'm Kay Walsh.
And I'm Jenny Smith. We're just back from our recent adventure in the Netherlands for Quilt Folk. And everybody loves a shopping trip.
Well, it turns out we do.
We do. So we thought we'd do a little video. We haven't been online for a bit, have we?
No.
Because we were proper excited, weren't we?
Yeah, I think it's been a while, hasn't it, maybe, since we've seen some, well, definitely real life fabric shops.
Yes.
We don't get a lot of that here, do we, unfortunately? So we did get a little bit giddy, didn't we?
Yeah, and then there's a certain rabbit, which we'll come to later, that was everywhere and we couldn't quite resist either. But we thought we'll just show you some things, then you'll get a little bit excited about what we saw, hopefully.
Yeah.
Right, number one.
Where shall we start?
Well, these were nice.
These were beautiful, weren't they? So Alison Glass wovens, and there's, for every colour, there's a stripe and a check, isn't there?
Yeah. So this, obviously not very Dutch, but we did go to a really beautiful shop called Margaret Otto, and it's been a family business in the Netherlands for a long time. Yeah. We weren't filming there, it was a shopping trip to get some workshop supplies, wasn't it? And it was just gorgeous, and we got to meet Margaret and her lovely daughter as well.
Yeah.
And buy some really nice things.
Probably won't use them as a rainbow necessarily like that, but just good to have, as like you say, kind of solids and slight blendery fabrics, isn't it?
Yeah.
To go with lots of things, but they do feel nice, don't they?
Yeah, and they do lovely workshops in that shop as well.
Yeah.
So if you're ever Netherlands bound, it was about half an hour away from Dieren, where we were staying, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In a little town, but Helene Hammerstein, who we'll get to as well, and
Hilda's been there.
was doing workshops.
Yeah.
We know Kay from Brandon have been there, and Anna Maria
they got
Horner and
all
people.
the big people, don't they? Yeah, it's a really lovely shop as well, isn't it? A lovely space.
Oh yeah, and we got those little nice prints. They were part of Anna Maria Horner's conservatory.
Yeah.
Again,
just because we couldn't resist them, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there are worse spices than buying a little
there are.
Around
and then this one fell in as well because we couldn't resist a bit of blue and white. So very Dutch, blue and white, and bikes.
Yes.
So a lot of bikes in the Netherlands.
We nearly got run over by a lot of bikes. You have
looking the wrong way.
Have your wits about you. They go fast. There's many of them. You can't, like, if you're a daydreamer like me, it's quite a dangerous country.
Just step out into the road, can you?
We should just be celebrating we've got back in one piece. I think.
We should. Okay, so these fabrics, very special. We visited a factory shop called Janssen Holland, and they sell lots of these beautiful wax print fabrics, don't they?
Yeah, so when we were doing our research, we discovered there's this massive history of Dutch wax fabrics produced in the Netherlands and shipped and consumed very much so in West Africa. And there's a company called Vlisco, which is still in Helmond, which is where we travelled. It was about an hour and a half away from Dieren, wasn't it, in the south of the Netherlands, in Holland. And that's where Vlisco is based since 1846, and they've have this special process of doing all these African wax prints. The saturated colour is incredible, isn't it?
Amazing.
And then shipping, I mean, thousands and thousands of yards.
Lots.
We got to see the warehouse, didn't we? But a lot.
It's full. Yeah. So we had a bit of a kind of route around, didn't we? And picked out a few bits and pieces each. But like you said, the colours are just amazing, aren't they?
Yes.
So I went for this one, which has got some coffee beans on it.
Yeah, that was a very traditional one, wasn't it?
Yeah, and a bit of a matching kind of colourway in this bigger print.
Yeah, and there's lots more in the workshop all about this, but the processes, right and wrong sides. Yeah. I got this one.
Yeah, I like that one as well.
It's kind of a bit like these colours, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there was like some offcuts of shorter pieces, and they sell them mainly in 6 yards, and they asked us to get a little goodie bag each, didn't they? Instead of how it sells to a few yards each. So we've got to make something, maybe to wear.
I think we need to do some dressmaking. Yeah, definitely.
For the workshop, the end of January.
That'd be good, wouldn't it? Yeah, well, we've got time to do that. That's the end of January feels like a long way away. But we've got enough, haven't we, I think, to do a dressmaking project each.
That's not all of it, by the way. It couldn't all fit on the shelf. But also, what's African wax got to do with quilting? Why did we go there? Hilda.
Indeed.
So we got her book somewhere.
We've got her book.
We met lots of beautiful quilters, didn't we?
There we go.
Yes.
It's on the bottom there.
So this is Hilda Hugovaerts.
She makes amazing quilts with all those wax fabrics, doesn't she?
Yeah, so kind of big kaleidoscopes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and we do a gorgeous interview with her in the workshop, and she tells us lots more all about that. So we got the book. We found that also in the Margaret Otto shop, didn't we, before we met Hilda?
Yeah.
And then we saw a lot of the prints that she's used at Janssen Holland.
Yeah.
So,
amazing quilts.
Educational.
Definitely.
I mean, that's allowed. You can always buy books.
Oh,
they don't. Well, they don't count.
They don't count. No, definitely, definitely not. Okay, more books. I think let's go from the bottom, maybe, shall we?
Petra.
Yeah. So Petra Prince, whose shop we also visited, which is beautiful. Again, if you ever go, well, there are two shops, aren't there?
Yeah.
There's one in the centre of Holland.
In Amsterdam.
No, there's one in the centre of Amsterdam even.
Yeah, really in the centre of Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, and then the one we visited,
yeah,
which is
in Zutphen,
I think, isn't it? Yes. Gorgeous little shop, isn't it?
Yeah, and that was another really pretty little town. And yeah, a really dreamy kind of oldie worldy traditional quilt shop. And Petra does a lot of her own fabrics. They're called the Dutch heritage fabrics, aren't they?
Yeah.
So we also go and have a nice chat with her and look at quilts, but we got lots of...
Well, we got these fat quarters, didn't we? So some beautiful prints, tiny little kind of motifs on some of these, and some nice florals, bits and bobs. A real kind of mix, isn't there?
Yeah, like I liked the anchors. Well, we learnt quite a lot about the Dutch being pioneers and going off sailing.
Yeah.
Obviously we saw lots of water and lots of windmills.
Yeah.
So
cute.
Baby boxes.
Not that we're totally taken in by the beautiful box with the beautiful ribbon and the fact that these fabrics are just so cute, aren't they? And they're fat 16ths, quite like shopping, don't we?
Petra Prince, author of 3 gorgeous Quilt Mania books. Many of them are like inspired by old Dutch textiles and also shot on location. We went to one of the locations, the Open Air Museum, which has got lots of traditional Dutch buildings and things as well. But yeah, Petra's shops and books and fabrics all dreamy, and she has actually put a kit together because the project for the workshop that we're doing, Vilene Hammerstein's teaching it, but she used some of those Dutch heritage fabrics, didn't she?
Yes.
Shall we come on to that at the end?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
So another book, quite a heavy book, but we got it back.
And whilst we were there at Petra's shop, we also managed to pick this one up, didn't we?
Yes.
Which we've been trying to get hold of anyway. A History of Dutch Quilts by Anne Moonen, and apparently it's full of brilliant facts, isn't it, about Dutch quilting and stuff. So we're going to have a really, really good read of that as well, aren't we?
Yeah, we couldn't actually, Anne's kind of not on the circuit anymore, we couldn't get an interview with her, but she was a curator and a collector, wasn't she? So she's coming at it from a slightly different angle. Petra then does a lot of the patterns, but this is pure kind of history, I think,
history and research, isn't it? But it looks beautiful, doesn't it? It's a nice, it's a nice weighty book, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe going off fabric slightly.
Okay.
Shall we go on to rabbits?
Yes. So we knew that a certain famous rabbit came from, was drawn originally by Dick Brunner, wasn't it? And is from
Dutch?
That part of the country, but we weren't quite prepared for how many sweet Miffy things we were going to see. And she's not called Miffy, she's in Dutch.
I think it's Nintje.
Nintje, yeah.
But like...
I mean, you've always had a thing for Miffy.
I've had a thing for Miffy since, well, my mum tells me I was definitely at least like 18 months old, and apparently I had some jigsaws, you know, that were like 4-piece jigsaws, hard ones, I think probably wooden kind of, and I was obsessed with them, and I think I've been obsessed with Miffy ever since. I mean, how can you not be? Look at her.
No,
she's so many versions. A blue corduroy Miffy, and I could not resist.
Just for you to cuddle.
For me to cuddle, absolutely. Never too old, are you? No. Really? I don't think so.
Well, and I went crochet, Vermeer, milkmaid, Miffy.
Why the ever not?
Because we missed the Vermeer exhibition, which was like this year. There was the biggest ever Vermeer retrospective at the Rijksmuseum,
It's just finished, hasn't it? Well, finished not that long ago.
Yeah.
And you love art.
I love art history, I love art, I love Miffy, I love crochet. You've made me a crocheted Moomin Papa, haven't you? So they sit together on the shelf in my lounge, and my family were all a bit like, what
have she bought now?
Yeah, but
we love them. I love them. So it's fine.
I don't care.
And just, whilst we were at the Rijksmuseum, so we did get a little bit of a look round, didn't we?
Yes. We'll share you a bit of art history in the workshop. We can't take you in the Rijksmuseum, but we went to learn so we can pass it on. I mean, I picked this blouse today because it's a bit Dutch, isn't it? What they're painted in the...
so along the same lines, I went for the Christmas decoration, like Jenny's little milkmaid. So a Miffy milkmaid Christmas decoration.
Okay. Yes.
Are we getting slightly more bonkers as this goes on? Possibly.
No, I don't think so. I'm sure you all know that feeling of being somewhere and like you've had a nice time, you're soaking up all these memories. It's kind of lovely to have a little memento from your travels, isn't it? And we do try and get Christmas decorations.
We do everywhere we go, don't we?
So I also got a little Dutch owl. This was because Helene Hammerstein, who you'll get to know, also probably because she was a lawyer, has lots of owls around her house. Quilted owls, cross-stitched owls.
Ceramic owls, yeah.
And this was the Dutch, Delft blue. So I thought that will remind me of the travels, but also of the people that we met.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Miffy, I mean, we could go on all day, but basically just know that if we passed a shop and Miffy was in the window, we invariably had to go in. Then we had to go through this process of elimination.
Do we need it?
You can't buy all the things, Kay, but Miffy washi tape. I mean, you can use washi tape for something.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love washi tape anyway, and then a set of 5 different Miffy prints. Yes. And I equally, like, I think I've basically just been reliving my childhood because I bought stickers and pens with fluffy tops and paper clips that look like Miffy.
Yes.
But it makes me happy.
Good.
Stickers. We've done stickers.
We've done that. Okay, well, this was another cool thing. Now, we got this in Petra Prince's shop. Never seen one before, but back in the day when I taught you to quilt, what did we have?
Sandpaper.
And a pencil.
And a pencil and a bit of cardboard.
Yeah. So I was taught when I learned to quilt in Canada as well, all the basics, like get your sandpaper to put your fabric down on it, not really rough sandpaper so it harms your fabric, but then when you're drawing around your templates, it's not going to slip and slide. But obviously this looks a bit nicer than just a little
piece of sandpaper.
Yeah.
But it's got sandpaper on the top, hasn't it?
Yeah, and Petra said that she'd got it to a nice grade as well. Yeah. They're actually made by a company in Australia, so we've been saying to Quilt Folk they should probably get some as well. Petra said that'd be nice. Yeah. But just a little board that you can have in your studio, because also for drawing around templates is appropriate for this workshop because Helene Hammerstein is teaching all about her Millefiori quilts. Yeah. So we're getting to the good stuff now. I mean, it's all good.
It's all good. Yeah, so this is Helene's, the first book she wrote, Millefiori 1. There are now 5 in this series, so the 5th one is the latest one.
And she hasn't stopped sewing yet.
She's remarkable, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yet another remarkable quilter that we've been lucky enough to meet on our travels. Never ceases to amaze me, these people that have just been doing something for so long and loving it, and it's fantastic, isn't it? It's really inspirational, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think for people to let us into their homes as well, like their private space, you know, we come with quite a lot of equipment and everything. We were there for 2 days plus a day to go meet her and a day to say thank you at the end. So it's, you know, she'd never been filmed before. These people kind of trust us, and she's got an incredible house, and we did film a tour, so you get to see the quilts that came before the Millefiori sensation,
which are fascinating as well.
Like some of our favourite quilts ever.
Yeah, we do spend a lot of time, don't we, on all these things, just kind of go, oh my goodness, wow, that.
And quilts that she wouldn't be putting into exhibitions, and like personal stories as well, I think, which is nice, isn't it?
Yeah, but these Millefiori quilts are outstanding, aren't they?
Yeah, but the books, again, people assume you can English paper piece them, but people assume certain things about how these quilts come together, and Vilene herself doesn't English paper piece. She does everything with a running stitch. In that case, it's quicker, definitely isn't it?
Quicker.
And a lot less stress-free. And what we've discovered is you get this gorgeous texture. So then seeing all her quilts in real life, they don't lay as flat, and they're kind of bumpy and charming and gorgeous, aren't they? So this is the sample. This is what she's teaching. But so gorgeous Dutch colours, but yeah, on the back,
no papers,
running stitch, a pen, very frugal kind of means, but clever ways to deal with your stars and everything, and how it all comes together. So we filmed a really detailed workshop, and we'll be going over it as well. So that was good. And these are the fabrics then. What's also clever is how she does all the fussy cutting, isn't it? Or not so fussy cutting.
Well, yeah, fussy cutting, but maybe thinking about it slightly differently, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Petra's, well, she's in the process of putting a beautiful kit together, isn't she? We had a bit of a play whilst we were in the shop, didn't we? And this is a version of it's going to be slightly different, isn't it, from what's available
Well, there
now.
are a few key fabrics, and really the border fabric.
This is the one, isn't it?
So you can explain.
This is the really important one, in that it kind of just works so well, because you've got, it's originally for a border, isn't it? And you would be able to just cut these strips out and use them, but equally it's giving you all these bits where you can fussy cut. So Vilene's she really, really likes this. So that's kind of the one that's in all of these stars on the project. So,
and then the gingham is sweet. I mean, a lot of you could source the ginghams as well. But we tried to just stick with the red and the blues as well. These kind of Dutch blues, it's a thing, isn't it? As you can see from our Miffys and everything else. So yes, there will be fabric kits which are completely optional. And was that it?
I think that's mostly it. Well, it's mostly what we're willing to admit to our families, possibly who might watch this.
Except, what's this?
What's this little thing on the wall behind us, Jenny?
That fell into my soup. Maybe we have to share more later.
I think maybe we have to save a bit of it. You can find out more about this beautiful quilt.
It's been keeping us very happy.
It has. We keep spotting more little juicy like parts of it, don't we?
Yeah. But there's some potentially quite exciting news about Vilene's quilts as well that we will share at another time. So there you have it.
Our little shopping spree.
Yeah.
I don't think we were too bad.
Well, I think we got...
It's the most we've had in a while.
Yeah, but we will use it, because we've got the project to work on for the workshop and practice. There are quilts to be made.
And I'm going to put a sticker on everything that I can see.
Yeah. We can hang our Christmas decorations up in only a few weeks and snuggle our Miffys in the winter.
Yeah.
So we hope you enjoyed that, and any questions, just get in touch with us. But we'll hopefully see you all for the workshop, and if not, then this is what we've been up to.
Yeah, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Our Quilt Folk Adventure Workshop is brimming with colourful patchworks stitched here in the Netherlands.
The tutorials taught by Vilene Hammerstein will completely demystify the quilts in her 5 best-selling Millefiore books.
You could choose to either stitch a small quilt project like this,
or have a go at something beautiful like this one.
A procedure that makes me always happy. You don't have to be anxious to make some more complicated work. You can do with it what you want to do, but do it with your heart.
All quilters are on a journey.
together we'll make it the adventure of a lifetime.